Hey, I'm George Middleton. I'm sitting here with Betty Tonzig.
Hi, George.
How you doing, Betty?
I'm doing great.
And we are at the Cafe Patachu, and Betty has agreed to participate in this little investigatory experiment I'm doing. I usually I ask her to be willing to answer a question out of one of the concepts of my book, Beliefs Limiting Authentic Cultural Knowledge, which addresses race from a mental health perspective. So the question today that I'm going to pose to Betty, that she's going to just off the cuff, she doesn't know what it's going to be, but she's really good and she's very personable and she's pretty direct.
Yeah.
So Betty, in the context of the race construct, which is dealing with identity by skin color, how do you personally identify? Are you your color or are you your culture? And there's no right or wrong, it's however you see it, if you see it at all.
I think we are our culture.
Okay, so how do you identify yourself?
I identify myself, George, personally as a globalist.
Okay.
Because I think I've had a different background than maybe a lot of other people. And the reason I say culture is because I think if you... I've lived overseas for 15 years.
Okay.
But I've lived in different cultures. And that's not to say that when I look at somebody, I don't see the color of their skin. But I also see what they're wearing. I also might see they got brown eyes. I also might see they're wearing shorts or long pants. I might also see if they're bald or not. How do we not see these things? I see these things. So we can't walk around saying, I don't see color. Oh, yes, you do. You see whether the person's got hair or not, or whether they're wearing glasses or not. So I think we need to be honest about that. But I think the reason I say culture is really our thoughts and attitudes are really driven by our culture, which includes our family culture, our neighborhood culture, our country's culture, and perhaps what you've been exposed to. I've seen transitions in my own life when my culture was very narrow into the community, consumer community that I grew up in, and I broke out of it. When I think back about how I thought and even dumb things I said, it came tripping out of my mouth. And then when I got a chance to live a broader culture and then many other cultures, what I learned and brought back from that. So I'm proud to say I'm a globalist, and what that has brought for me and helped me with is a larger tolerance. I still have my views about things, I still have my opinions, but they've been shaped by
your global view.
Yes.
Your global view. That's a very interesting answer. Okay. So do you find that global identity to be a shared culture? Do you share that with other globalists that sit you out apart from another culture group?
Unfortunately, I think that where I'm living right now, I don't have a chance to come into contact with very many globalists, number one.
Okay.
And I say that this past summer I spent a week in Ireland with an old friend I worked with in the UN. I was with the United Nations, which is what initially took me overseas to Africa. I hadn't seen him since 1984. And he stayed with the United Nations and retired. And the man was just, it was a whole week of seeing an old friend and talking about issues I don't often get to talk about here in central Indiana. And I find that sometimes I may actually annoy people because I am coming from a global view as opposed to just more, this is how we do things here. But I gotta be, right now, what's going on in this country really terrifies me because when our president goes to the United Nations and says, we are not globalists, it's America first. I'm sorry, don't speak for me. don't speak for me. Just to say you're globalist doesn't mean that you don't love your own country, that you don't care about the interests of one in your country. What I'm concerned about is that we're so narrow about this us first attitude that we're not willing to learn from each other. What can we learn from other countries? Developed countries, developing countries, about education, about healthcare, about their social democratic fabric, about their civil society. What is going on there? If we take the vision that we are so exceptional and so great, we're not going to have the opportunity to do that. So that concerns me, right?
That's a very interesting observation you made about the declaration that our president did make with regard to, because that's a statement of identity.
Yeah.
So
it's
now
a shock to the world because we've been globalists. I'm a history professor, I don't want to go into a history lesson, but that identity for us changed going into World War I. We were isolationists. You could have said that in World War I. There was a transition between World War I and World War II.
Yeah.
But the fact that we were globalists, the fact that we emerged in collaboration and partnership with the other nations seeking civil society and democratization after World War II was essential in keeping the fabric of peace. It doesn't mean we have conflict, we have conflict. But when you've got the fabric of collaboration, you can deal with the conflict. To sort of say, well now, we're America first and not globalists, I have no idea what that means. That's like whiplash. It doesn't fit, it doesn't apply, and it's dangerous. But I think that also, when you've got, people say, that's right. What are you talking about? Are you saying that you're not open to having perhaps your views challenged or enhanced or...
Wow, that's
look,
very
George,
powerful.
the honest reality is that racism is our Achilles heel. It's been our Achilles heel since the very beginning of time. When we formed this country, and you take a look at the formation of the Americas in general, the countries that were being colonized basically in the Southern American countries, the Southern American countries, had a different view on the race relations. They were still after gold and God and indentured servitude, the slavery, but there was a different view than the colonists view that came into America that saw a very strict separation of races for the moment, initially how we treated the Indians. And I think that really is where our racism started in this country. It came with that Calvinist view, and racism is our Achilles heel. And so it's a part of our culture, whether we want to acknowledge that or not. And it's very hard for us to overcome it. But if we become America first, it only helps solidify that racism, and it disallows us the opportunity to really shed that. We're never going to be rid of it, but how we can shed it.
Wow,
Got
Betty,
more than
I tell you
enough.
what, that was awesome. Your insight was awesome. Man, you just made me look at things from a different perspective, which is why I'm doing this work, because it's so interesting to see how people see things. One last piece of this question. So personally, then you do not identify by the traditional label of white woman.
I'm white. I can't change that.
Okay.
I'm white.
Okay. And what makes you white?
The color of my skin. My skin is, there's that box. And I don't really have much other diversity in me. I don't have Native American, I don't have African American, I'm African, I'm Irish, I'm German.
Okay, so you have Irish and German
Yes.
ancestry. Do you consider that as part of your cultural?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Ever since my trip to Ireland, I was shocked because I wasn't expecting this. My identity has always been the work I've done in developing countries, and that's been my heart and my passion. And I wouldn't say that Ireland was on my bucket list, but I went this summer because my Irish friend, my old colleague, lived there and said, come visit. I thought, oh, why not? And it was great. I did not expect the reaction. It was almost as though my DNA knew I was home. And I've always considered Southern Africa my second home.
Beautiful.
Because I lived in Southern Africa for 11 years. I always thought, this is my second home. But when I got to Ireland, something happened. I just thought, oh my gosh.
That's a T-shirt.
Ah,
My DNA knew I was home.
Yes, it just Zanai, and all things Ireland and playing Celtic music. I want to bore into my ancestors. I want to know what they did. I'm starving for the names and the birth dates. I want to know. I know they were probably just simple farmers, but did you clog? Did you play a bagpipe? I just wanted
What's the color of the Irish flag? You know, you were wearing green today, and then we talk about green and gold. Do you know what the color of the Irish flag is?
It is orange and white and green.
Okay.
It's real simple. Yeah.
Wow.
I can't explain it. I thought,
That's awesome.
isn't it amazing? Because I am American. It's the culture that I sort of know, I suppose, best to a degree. But something happened when I was in Ireland. I loved it.
Betty, this was awesome. I really enjoyed you from the very first time that I met you at one of my workshops. You were just like a box of chocolates. So, Betty, thank you so much. Thank you guys for paying attention or giving us some time. I'm going to have her back. Have a good rest of the day.
Bye-bye.